Another lesson for this week is about factoring and solving polynomial functions. This section starts with a discussion of a mathematical operation called factoring. I know you're familiar with factoring already. To factor an integer means to write the integer as a product of two or more integers. To factor a polynomial means to express the polynomial as a product of two or more polynomials. Let's have an example, x squared plus 5x plus 6. You have to find the product of 6. What two numbers that when you multiply the answer is 6, or we can use the factor trees. So prime factors of 6 are 2 and 3. And this number, when you add the factors of 6, you'll get 5. So we call that the prime polynomial factor. So we have x plus 2, x plus 3. Later on, we'll use this concept in the different types of factoring pattern. First is the difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared. This is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So just get the value of a. What is the value of a? You'll get the value of a by uh, getting the square root of this. A squared plus b squared. So when you square this, square root of a squared is a. So here we have this a squared, which is the 4x squared minus 81, the b squared. The square root of 4 is 2, and then the square root of 81 is 9. And then we'll use the numbers. So 2x plus 9, 2x minus 9. We have another type, the perfect square trinomial. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. This is just equal to a plus b squared, because this is just the same. A plus b times a plus b. Let's have example, x squared plus 10x plus 25. As the same as the concept before sa akong katong x squared plus 5x plus 6. This can also be the same. Find the factors, two factors that when you multiply, the answer is 25. That is 5 times 5. And when you add, the answer is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we have x plus 5 times x plus 5, or x plus 5 squared. Another example, 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. So get the the factor. We have 2x minus 3. Yes, this is just 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Okay. 2x times 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3, the answer would be 4x squared. Mubalik ra ani. So when you kani kay 1 man is supposedly that is 1 times 25. So for here, find the factors, two factors for 4 times 9, that when you multiply, the answer would be 36. And then when you add, the answer is negative 12. Your answer should be both negative para mahimong positive ang kaninga sign here. Or the operation is addition. Okay, we'll use this later. And then we have another trinomial with distinct factors. So ac x squared plus ad plus bc xy plus bdy squared equals ax plus by times cx plus dy. Let's have example, 12x squared plus x minus 6. So what are the factors of 12 and what are the factors of 6? We have 4 times 3 and then 2 times negative 3, or negative 2 plus 3. But we have used positive here, positive 3, para ma-plus ni diri. Diba? Kaya when you add, the answer is positive. So, mas dako dapat ang sign nga positive, ihatag nimo sa dako nga number. Okay? We have another, sum and difference of two cubes. A cubed plus b cubed equals a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Remember that when we have this addition, the operation should be plus minus plus. And when we have the subtraction, we use minus plus plus. Okay? Example, x squared plus 27. This is x plus 3. Cube root of x. What is the cube root of x? So this is cube root kay cube mani. Cube root of x is x, and cube root of 27 is 3. That's why we have x plus 3, and then 3 squared, x squared minus 8 times b. negative. So, plus minus plus. 3 times x is negative 3x. Okay, minus man, di ba? And then, the b squared, which is 9. Let's have another example. 8x to the power of 6 minus 12, 125 y cubed. 125 y cubed. Okay, the cube root of 8 is 2. 2x squared. 8x to the power of 6. The cube root is 2x squared. And then the cube root of 125y cubed is 5y. So we have minus plus plus plus. Okay, 4 squared, 2 squared kay 4. And then the addition, and then kanina po, si negative 5 to the power of 2, or negative 5 squared is positive 25y squared. Okay, let's have example 2.3.1. Factor the polynomial completely. X cubed plus x minus 12x. We have here, factor out the common monomial since the three terms have x as their common. So, ipagawa si x. So, we have x times x plus x squared plus x minus 12. And then factor the polynomial, the trinomial. This, x squared plus x minus 12. So, find the factors that when you multiply, this is 1 times negative 12. 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. So, find two numbers that when you multiply, the answer is negative 12. And when you subtract, or when you add, the answer is positive 6. Since this is negative, therefore, we can say that the two factors should be positive, or positive and negative. The two factors should have different sign. So, that's why we have x plus 4. Since this is plus, so ang sign sa dakong number should be positive. So, we have there the factors. Another example, 3y to the power of 7 minus 48y to the power of 5. Factor out the common monomial, which is 3y. O, 3y to the power of 5. Kaya para mawala ni kay si 7, dako pa man na siya, di ba? So, gawas lang, and then 48 divided by 3 is 16. Because when you multiply 3 times 16, that's 48. Okay? And then, factor the difference of two squares, y squared minus 16. This is just y plus 4, y minus 4. Diba? This, sa kaganina, sa different type, this is in the difference of two squares. Another example, 3z to the power of 5 minus 18z to the power of 4 plus 27z cubed. Factor out the common monomial, which is 3z cubed. Ang pinakagamay nga, ang pinakagamay nga exponent, ipagawas. So, 3z cubed times z squared. Kaya diba, i-add man ni diba ang ilang sign when you multiply this. So, mo nang, minus na siya diri, gigawas. Si 3, so si 5 minus 3, that's 2. 4 minus 3, that's 1. O, wala na si z. Si z cubed. Kay, kung i-multiply lagi na nato sila, i-add man gihapon ang ilang mo. Kung naglibog na mo, multiply minus. Okay? So, diri, atong gi-minusan ang 2, ang 5 o 3, kay gigawas man nato si z cube. No, gigawas. Kay kung ato silang i-multiply, i-add man na. Okay? So, factor the squares from your perfect square trinomial. Z squared minus 6z plus 9. So, the factor of that is z minus 3 squared. Next, 81z to the power of 9 minus 192z cubed. Igawas na si z cubed. Unsay common monomial nila, that's 3. So, 81 divided by 3 is 27. 192 divided by 3 is 64. So, muna, 9 minus 3 ra na ha, that's why it's 6. And then, factor the difference of two cubes. So, 27 z to the power of 6 minus 64. The cube root of 27z to the power of 6 is 3z squared. And then the cube root of 64 is 4. And then, kato ng sunod nga factor, the a squared, di ba? So, that's 9. And then, the multiplication, 3 times 4 plus 16, kay 4 squared. Remember that this is difference of two cubes. So, the sign is minus plus plus. If this is addition, di ba? Plus minus plus. So, na ay kani nga mga operation. We have to remember these operations. Another example, 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 18x minus 45. So we have to group the polynomial. Wala man sila common. We have to group them. 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 18x plus 45. Why is this 45? Okay, we have a negative here. So, inigawas ana niya, may man siyang positive kay kung i-multiply na nato, ma-negative man ni siya. Negative 18x, negative 45. Ma-change ang iyang kanang operation. And then factor by grouping. So we have, ang ilang common is x squared. Gipagawa si x squared. So we have 2x plus 5 minus, unsa ang ilang common? 9. So gigawa si 9, 2x plus 5. As you can see, naay duha kapariha. So go together lang si x minus na x squared minus 9 and then 2x plus 5 by distributive property. And then, ang x squared minus 9 is difference of two squares man na siya, di ba? So, x plus 3, x minus 3, and then copy the 2x plus 5. Another example, 81x to the power of 4 minus 625. Write as difference of two squares. So, we have 9x squared to the power of 2. And then 25. This is square root of 81 and then square root of 65. So, 2 squares. Ngano? Diba, this is multiplication man na. So, 25 squared is 625. And then, the difference of 2 squares. 9x squared plus 25. 9x squared minus 25. Okay, difference of 2 squares. Kaya 9 ug 25 are perfect squares. Okay, so wala na siya gibalik-balik. Okay, mao naman siya 3x plus 5. This one, and then 3x minus 5. Another example, x to the power 4 plus x squared minus 20. Let u equals x squared. Ato na gamiton niya. So, x to the power 4 plus x squared minus 20. So, this is just the same as x squared. Diba kay, ang x to the power of 4, x squared to the squared. Kay 2 times 2 is 4 plus x squared minus 20. Since we'll use u for x squared, so substitute lang na si u for x squared, we have u squared plus u minus 20. Okay, diba? This is u. U to the power of 2, so u squared. And then factor the trinomial, u squared minus u minus 20. Factor the trinomial. Find two numbers that when you multiply, the answer is negative 20. And when you add, the answer is positive 1. So that's 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. 5 plus negative 4 is positive 1. And then substitute u for x squared. Ibalik na si x squared. So we have x squared plus 5 and then x squared minus 4. This is familiar. That is the difference of two squares. So x squared plus 5 and then x plus 2, x minus 2. We have the zero product property. If a, b equals 0, then a equals 0 or b equals 0 or a equals 0, a equals b equals 0. This property can be extended to more than two factors. This is just the same as finding the zeros of quadratic functions, but here finding the zeros of the the polynomial functions. Find the real number solution of each equation. So, find the roots or the zeros, diba? We have this in quadratic functions, the solutions, the real number solutions, the roots or the zeros. Okay, we have a 2x to the power of 5 minus 20x cubed plus 18x equals 0. Factor out the common monomial, which is 2x. So there, 2x times x to the power of 4 minus 10x squared plus 9. And then factor the trinomial. Find two numbers that when you multiply, the answer is 9. And when you add, the answer is 10. So negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9. Negative 9 times negative 1 is negative 10x. then we'll get the difference of two squares for the x squared minus 9 because these are perfect squares, diba? Ang x squared and then the 9. Okay, this is, and also the x squared minus 1, I mean, yes. So this is x plus 3, x minus 3, x plus 1, x minus 1 equals 0. So 2x equals 0 is x equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0 is x equals negative 3, diba? Ibalihin mo when you transfer the number or transpose the number, it becomes positive or negative. Kung positive, may mo siyang negative. If it's negative, may mo siyang positive. So that's why x plus 3 equals 0 is equal to x equals negative 3. X minus 3 is x plus equals 3. And so on. Find the real solution. Negative 15x squared minus 27x cubed equals negative 6x to the power 4. What we have to do is to write it in standard form. So when you write it in standard form, this is in descending order. Okay, you start with the highest exponent down to the least nga exponent. Okay, we have 6x to the power 4. So negative, when you transfer it to the other side or to the left side, it becomes positive. So we have 6x to the power 4 minus 27x cubed minus 15x squared equals 0. Factor the common monomial. What is common among this? So 3x squared. Kaya na tayo. Ang pinakagamay nga exponent ang gamiton. Okay, variable with the least exponent. Okay, 3x squared. So we have 2x squared. Okay, 4 minus 2. 27 divided 3 is 9x. And then, kay cube man eh, minus 2, that's 1 na lang. And then, 15 divided 3 is 5. Okay? What we will do next is to factor the polynomial. Find two numbers so that when you multiply, the answer would be naapatay process untani. So, 10 times 5. So, when you multiply, the answer is negative 10. Kaya na, muagi pa ni siya og mga factoring, katong go together nga mga nga method. And the factor would be 2x plus 1, x minus 5. So, 3x squared is equal to 0. So, 3, x would be 0 kay. Over 3x squared equals 0 over 3 over 3. So, 0, any number nga mag-multiply ka, mag-divide ka, 0 divided by any number, so the answer would still be 0. And then 2x plus 1, so this is just 2x plus 1 equals 0. And then transfer ni mo si 1 to the right side, divide by 2, so you'll get negative 1 half x minus 5, so that's x positive 5. These are problem solving application of polynomial equations. A cake shop needs a box that has a volume of 30 inches. The width should be 2 inches less than the height, and the length should be 5 inches greater than the height. What should be the dimension of the box? The volume of a box is given the formula V equals length times width times height. So we let the height represented by x. So ang height, the width is 2 inches less than height. So if h is x, so x minus 2, since the width should be less than the height. And the length is x plus 5, since length should be 5 inches greater than the length. And then we multiply this, since v equals 30. So we have 30 equals x plus 5 times x minus 2 times x. Length times width times height. And then equate it into 0 and write it in standard form. X cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x minus 30. How did it come to this? So just distribute this by multiplication lang. And then factor by grouping. So go together. X squared plus 3x squared. Yes, x plus 3. And then negative 10x minus 3. Go together. So this is x squared. So x na lang ang mabilin plus si 3 and then minus 10x plus 3. So naana siya pareha nga factor. So x plus 3, x plus 3. So go nimo ang x squared minus 10 times x plus 3. Okay. The square root of, okay, this is x squared minus 10 equals 0. Then transpose 10 to the other side. So that's x squared equals 10. So, pagkuhaan na ni x squared, ato lang na i-square root. Remember that square root of, mo ni ang solution, x squared equals 10. So, get the square root kay para ma-cancel si 2. Si ang exponent ka 2. So, you'll get x equals positive negative square root of 10. Kay 10 is not a perfect square. So, let's just remain it as square root of 10. Since the value of x cannot be negative, nganong di man siya negative, kay day length, height, and width nga negative. So, we don't have that in our measurement. Walay negative nga measurement. So, we'll just use the answer nga x equals square root of 10, which is approximately equal to 3.16. So, hence, the height of the box should be 3.16 inches. The width is 3.16 minus 2 is equal to 1.16. This is 16. And the length should be 3.16 plus 5 equals 8.16 inches. So that would be